My name is Carole and I'm here today to tell you a little bit about my story as we approach Memorial Day. I was married to Staff Sergeant Gavin B. Ranke, who was in the Army. We were married in the summer of 2000, which was convenient so he could never forget how long we had been married. The first time he deployed to Iraq, our daughter was 3 months old. It was the beginning of 2002. He was gone for a year, came back when she was 15 months old. And the second time he deployed was the fall of 2005. This deployment from the beginning, I just knew and felt was different than the first one. I didn't verbalize that to him because he always called me his veteran. He didn't have to worry about what was going on at home like a lot of guys do. He knew that Kaylee would be taken care of and the bills would be paid and the house would be clean and he could focus on his job. And at the time, I worked at a in-home daycare so that I could take Kaylee with me and she could get interaction with other kids, and it was just a good mix for our family at the time. It was down the street from where I lived, and you don't ever forget, I came up the stairs after the doorbell had rang, and when I came around the corner there were two gentlemen in their Class A uniforms, and instinctively I knew he was gone, but I remember asking them, where is he and how bad is he hurt and how fast can you get me there? Knowing that if they show up to your door in Class A's and you don't know who they are, your husband's gone. They spoke those infamous words that you hear in movies. We regret to inform you that your husband, Staff Sergeant Ranke, was killed in an attack in Baghdad. And at that point, I just kind of went into autopilot. I could hear Kaylee downstairs, and so I didn't let myself cry. I knew at that point that I was what she had left. And I had to use every bit of strength that God had given me and that Gavin had given me to finish my job at that point. And so the process started. We started notifying people. People started showing up at the house, parades of people, for days. It just kind of all is a blur at that point. The comings and goings and the way that people took care of me and stood up to help me make decisions. And we buried Gavin at Arlington, which was his wish. A beautiful place, but a brutal decision for Kaylee and I, because you have to leave him and you can't just go see him whenever you want to. But it was sharing him with the rest of the world, which is what he wanted, and the ultimate honor for a soldier that dies on the battlefield. And our story doesn't end there. We have tons of military family and tons of good friends that supported us, but really the one that sticks out in my mind is the Klein family. And Sergeant Major retired Mike Klein, who was one of Gavin's, he was his Sergeant Major the first time they deployed. His family pretty much adopted mine and drug us through the bad days. He was the only person Kaylee would talk to, and he was her Mikey. We call them our Army parents, and I can't really describe what all they did for us. And we lost Mike this past fall to a heart attack. And the culmination of having lost Gavin and losing Mike is kind of what brought me to where I am today. Mike had always told me, take your time, heal on your terms. Nobody can push you into going back to work, into doing anything that you don't feel comfortable doing. And after we lost Mike, I knew that I needed to honor his legacy and Gavin's legacy by figuring out how I could give back. And as crazy as it sounds, I found Providence Care. I decided I needed to go back to work. I needed to give. I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I didn't really honestly have much experience at all because I had been a stay-at-home mom. And I remember sitting in the interview and being asked, why are you going to be good at this job? And I thought to myself what Gavin and Mike would have told me, which is put all your cards on the table. Life's too short to tiptoe around things. And so I did. I put all my cards on the table and said, I might not be good at this job at all, but this is my story. And I might not have the experience that you want, but I want to help people. And I'm ready to give back because of all the people that have helped me and given to Kaylee and I. And they hired me on the spot. And every day I go home feeling like I've honored their legacy because I'm able to help somebody. Even if it's just order a wheelchair for someone, or get some blood work done for someone, or help make a referral. I've helped somebody that needed help. And so many people step up to help me and still do. And that's what Memorial Day is all about to me. Family and remembering and honoring.
I guess heaven was needing a hero, somebody just like you, brave enough to stand up for what you believe and follow it through. When I try to make it make sense in my mind, the only conclusion I come to is a heaven